To the Pentagon sending about 3,000 more active duty troops to the southern border. The troops are expected to arrive over the next few weeks, all part of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. And this comes in addition to the several thousand U.S. soldiers and Marines already stationed at the border. Here's ABC's Alex Brochet.
Tonight, the U.S. on the brink of the largest active duty troop presence at the southern border in years. A new wave of troops gearing up to deploy in the coming weeks, bringing the total to around 9,000. Among the forces being sent, Stryker armored personnel carriers and an aviation battalion. Authorities insisting the troops are only there to support Customs and Border Patrol. These deployments, part of President Donald Trump's border policy. They come as migrant numbers at the southern border have been trending downwards, roughly 61,000 in January, the lowest number of encounters there since 2020. The Trump administration's targeting of illegal migration and drugs now poised to go even further. The Wall Street Journal reporting a tense conversation on January 31st, 1 week after his confirmation. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reportedly telling Mexican officials the U.S. would take unilateral action if they were unable to secure the border themselves. According to people briefed on the call, Mexican officials interpreting that to mean U.S. military action inside of Mexico. And at Marco Rubio's confirmation for Secretary of State, he did not rule out military action by the U.S.
My preference would be, from the Department of State's perspective, my preference would be that we can work with the Mexicans on this issue cooperatively.
President Trump's threatened to put 25% tariffs on top trade partners Mexico and Canada starting Tuesday unless they give in to his demands. Writing in a social media post, "We cannot allow this scourge to continue to harm the USA." Mexico and Canada have made efforts to appease the president. Mexico sending 10,000 troops to the border. And this week, 29 alleged drug lords were extradited to the U.S., including Rafael Quintero, the man convicted in Mexico for the 1985 torture and murder of DE agent Enrique Kiki Camarena.
We have waited 40 years for this day. This day when justice would be served.
When an immigration and customs enforcement has been feuding with Boston officials. Borders are Tom Homan critical of the city's sanctuary policies. Homan vowing to visit Boston and to bring hell with him.